computer. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. I hope you are well. I'm going to just take it off waiting room, so in case anyone else needs to join in, they can, or if you drop out, Kashila, you can always get back in again. So there we have it. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to look a little bit at this idea of flow. That's going to be our theme for today. And for me, flow is not just necessarily like the water element. Often we think of flow meaning fluid and movement, welcome Win. But for me, when we talk about things being in flow, I find that all 5 elements actually need to be in balance and need to be in harmony. So we kind of really need the structure of the earth element to create the container as to where we're moving through or what we're moving. We need the movability, fluidity of the water element to allow flow. We also need kind of like the inspiration, the direction, and the determination, kind of like from point A to point B of the fire element to get things flowing and moving. And then when it comes to the air and ether, we do need a certain amount of air. And with that comes this idea of space. If there's too much contained space, the air can't move. And again, if there's just this expansiveness of space, there's no direction for the air to move. All right, so that's pretty much kind of like what I wanted to bring into our awareness field of kind of like understanding as we work through today's session, in the sense that we want to try and observe, notice if there's an element within us or around us that is maybe a little unbalanced or out of sorts, and maybe drawing on that a little bit more so that we can create a sense of flow and movement, fluidity with our class tonight. What I'd like to start off doing is when we're sitting, so you can sit already, and I've taken this from the Mudras, Yoga in Your Hands by Gertrude. And it's the Mukula mudra, which is the beak mudra. And what it is, it's taking your 4 fingers of both hands, and you're going to rest it on your thumb. So the 4 fingers literally come together on your thumb. It creates like a little beak. And what you're going to do is any area of your body that you're feeling kind of like a little bit of pain or discomfort, you're just going to place that mudra, your beak mudra, onto that area of the body. All right, so I'm going to read a little passage from this book so that you have a little bit of understanding, and then we're going to just start off our session that way. So you place the 4 fingers on the thumbs and put your fingertips on the part of the body that needs more energy. Do this with each hand. And okay, so she goes on to explain that do as needed or 5 times a day for 5 minutes. This energy-giving and relaxing mudra is placed on the organ or body part that hurts or feels weak or tense. This is like directing a laser ray of regenerating energy to the respective body part or organ that needs healing. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. If there's an area in your body that just needs a little bit of energy, a little bit of healing, a little bit of activation, you're going to create that beak mudra with both hands, and you're going to place the hands on that part of your body. Right, so we'll be in any comfortable seated position. You can create that beak mudra. If you're not really sure where there's discomfort or confusion, you can take a moment to just tune in and settle in with your body, and then just really ask, where is there not flow? Where is there kind of like stagnation? And you can place the hands on that or those parts of the body. So you might notice that it's knees. You might even have to adjust your sitting position so that you can get your beak mudra to wherever it needs to be. And we're going to take 8 slow breaths into that area. So the breath is going to be full and deep on the inhalations and slow and long on the exhalations. And you're using this beak mudra to direct the energy to where it is that you're noticing there's a bit of discomfort, stagnation, pain. And you might even notice or feel that it needs to change after a while, and that is fine. You're just going within, you're allowing the eyes to become heavy and still. Same as the thoughts. It's as if the thoughts become a little bit more dense in a sense, and that they just drop to the base of your pond. And just start to disappear. The breath is staying long and full. And you might even start to notice that as your hands are in this mudra and you're laser directing energy to that part of your body, but there's a sense of ease starting to arise. Maybe there's a little movement, a little flow. You're taking 3 more really slow, mindful breaths. And you might even want to move into your Ujjayi breath if you find that that is comfortable to work with. And then after you've completed your next exhalation, release your mudra from whatever part of the body it's in. Place your hands wherever you feel most comfortable. Just check in with how it is you're feeling. What physical sensation are you noticing right now? What emotional feeling, if any, is apparent, or the most apparent? And what thought is jumping out in front of you? And then with that awareness, just giving you a baseline as to where you are starting the practice from this evening. Keeping the eyes closed. Take the attention to your eyes. I'm going to move the eyes in an infinity sign, so a figure of 8 lying on its side. So your whole body is still, and just the eyes are moving in that infinity sign. Seeing how far you can move the eyes into kind of like the corners, the edges. Noticing how big you're able to make the movement without moving your head at all. It's just the eyes. And then change the direction of that movement, the infinity sign. Changing direction, circling the opposite direction. See if you can still breathe smoothly and comfortably so that the breath isn't settling in the top of the lungs. Allow the breath You deep and full, which may mean that movement will want to become a little slower, more luxurious. And then go in that original direction again. So you're going to change direction. And you're just going to allow your head to move in a figure of 8 with the eyes. Just see how that goes. And again, we're not looking for anything to be perfect or ideal. It's just a small, comfortable little neck movement, working with the eyes. And then see if you can change the direction of the figure of 8 with the eyes. With the neck, it's as if you're drawing a figure of 8 with your chin. Your eyes and your chin. And then return to the original direction again. And now see if you can work the body into that movement as well. So it's the eyes, the chin, the shoulders. It might feel a little strange and a little weird. Just go with it. Really getting the body to feel kind of like more and more fluid from the top down. And then change direction. The figure of 8 with the eyes is going in the opposite direction. The chin is going in the opposite direction. The body is following suit. Great. And then allow yourself to come to the center point of that figure of 8 in all areas. The navel, the chin, the third eye. Notice how beautifully aligned you are. And as you inhale, you just sweep the arms out to the sides and up overhead, palms of the hands meet above your head. Exhale, bring your hands down through the center as you press the palms firmly against each other. Twice more, inhale, scooping the air, the energy up. And as you exhale, you're bringing it down and in and down. Last time, breathing in. Exhaling. Keeping the hands at the heart center. Namaste. Good evening, everyone. Press the palms firmly against each other. Press, 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 press. Feel the resistance. Draw the shoulders away from the earth. Turn the palms of your hands down as best as you can. Here, and try and keep the base of the palms touching. Feel the stretch through kind of the insides of the forearms. And then release, rotating the wrists and the hands. Rotating the other way. Flicking the fingers a little. Great. Right, if you're on a hard block, you may want to come off it. You can stretch your legs out in front of you. If you've got socks on, you can take those off now. There we go. And the legs get a little bit of a shake. Rotate the feet, the ankles, taking them in one direction and maybe the other. And from here, we're going to move into the hips, and then we're going to come onto all fours. So bringing the soles of the feet together. The feet can be a comfortable distance from the body. You don't need to have them too close. Allow the knees to flap up and down. Great. Right, so I'm going to just angle myself this way so you can see a little better. We're going to take the feet a little further out in front of us so we are more in a diamond shaped position. As we inhale, we're going to draw the arms out to the sides and up. Exhale, we're going to extend ourselves forwards and down over the feet. We're not going for a full stretch, we're just going for what is comfortable. Inhale as you lift yourself back up, sweeping the arms out to the side. Exhaling, folding forwards and down. So just a nice, slow, soft, dynamic movement, getting the energy flowing. So there's a little bit of a forward bend. Now you might find that as you do this, working with the rhythm of your breath, that your body feels comfortable going further and deeper into it. Maybe your arms are happy to stretch out further forwards. Maybe you're noticing you've actually gone a little bit too far. You've started off really strong and then you actually need to pull back a little and make it a little softer for your body tonight. It's a great way to just check in and see that, where are we? How are we feeling? One last time. Inhaling as you pull the arms up, exhaling down. So this time when you're done, you're just going to hold onto your ankles. You can kind of have your elbows by your knees. And you're just going to rock from side to side. There we go. From one sitting bone to the other. And you're just going to allow a little bit of weight to really sink into that kind of like outer hip buttock region, working into the outer edge of that insertion of the hip joint where the leg meets the pelvis. You're just putting a little bit of weight into it. That's really important for us women to be doing, is to get a little bit of extra weight bearing into our day-to-day activities. And this rocking movement can actually feel quite nourishing and comfortable for the hips. There we go. One last time. And then back to the center, inhaling, coming up. Stretch those legs out. Point and flex for a moment. And then from here, we're going to come onto our knees. Tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to introduce you to a little sequence called the mini salutes. The sun, this is a sequence I love doing in the evenings. It's not as strong, it's not as intense as your Surya Namaskar, but it's actually nice just to get fluid, get the body moving and to flow. All right, so if it's uncomfortable to start and end with your buttocks and your heel, you just start and end in this position. It really doesn't matter. All right, again, as always, adapt and adjust for you and your needs. We start off with the hands at the heart center, connect to our heart space, the air element. Inhale as you reach the arms forwards and up, opening up into the throat, the ether element. As you exhale, round your spine, take it into the navel, into your cat stretch, really engaging the abdominals. Inhale, hollow tuck under the toes. As you exhale, push up and back into your downward facing dog. A nice, strong, rounded earth posture. Inhaling, coming back down onto the knees, into your water movement, feeling the sacral area release. Exhale, round your spine, feel fire center, solar plexus engaged. As you lift yourself all the way up, opening into the throat center, exhaling, bring your hands back down to your heart space. All right, so we went through all the elements in this little sequence, and you notice how we're able to connect, relate, and balance with it. All right, if at any stage it gets too much, you go back to your beak mudra, and you sit and you work with that mudra while you wait for us to finish. We're going to do quite a few rounds, so we'll be moving, and I'll remind you of the elements as we go. From your heart center, the air element, inhale, reach the arms up into the throat, ether. Exhale, round your spine into your solar plexus. Inhale, hollow, tuck under your toes, water, sacral. Exhale, downward facing dog. Earth, stability, strength. Inhale, sacral center, water. Exhale, fire center, round as you lift. Feel the heat open into the throat, ether. Exhale down to your heart center, air. Inhale as you exhale as you inhale as you come to neutral or hollow. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, knees. Exhaling, rounding as you lift, using the abdominals. And exhale, hands to your heart if it feels comfortable for your knees. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale as you round. Inhale as you round. Exhale, down and facing. Inhale as you release. Exhale as you round. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you come down. We're going to build onto the sequence. If it doesn't feel right to build, you don't need to do so. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you round. Exhale down facing up. Stay in your dog. Inhale with your right leg. Exhale, lower the leg. Inhale with your left leg. Exhale, lower the leg. Inhale, come into your plank, nice strong strengthening position. Exhaling down and facing dog. Inhale back into your cat stretch. Exhale as you round and you come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good, we do that twice more in your own time. Inhale as you lift. And exhale as you round. Inhale, follow. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale if you want, right leg lifts, otherwise you just hold your dog. Exhale, it comes down. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, it comes down. Inhale into your plank. Engaging the abdominals. Exhale, push up and back. Inhale onto all fours. Exhale round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And one more round. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, release. Nice long plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down. Inhale into your knees. Exhale around, feel the fire forming. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you release. Okay. And you're welcome to stay here. Take a couple of breaths. If you feel you need to fold forwards and rest in your child's pose, go ahead and do so. Whichever posture you feel you're wanting to do, wherever you feel that you need to be right now, allow yourself to hang out there and to allow that heart rate to settle again. You might find that you are drawn to working with that mudra, and if that's the case, you can do so. Like directing the energy to a specific part of the body that needs a little bit of tension. Again, check in with any sensation that is arising. Noticing any body sensation, or the most apparent body sensation. There might be a twinge in the shoulder, in your ear, a tickle in your ear. There might be a discomfort, or maybe a comfortable or a warmth in a certain part of the body. Notice an emotional feeling that is arising. Be it patience, frustrations, gentleness, ease. Just notice your thought. Want to come out of the posture? When's the next posture happening? I'm enjoying this. I want to stay here longer. Just checking in with where you're at. Good. And then from there you can slowly uncurl. You can bring your neck and head up last if you need to lean back for a moment to drain the sinuses. You can do so. Lovely. And then from here you can come all the way up standing. Find a safe way to come up standing. If you want, you can uncurl, or if you find that your blood pressure is a little low, you can use a squat to come up. Give the legs a little bit of a shake, right? Move the screen up somewhat. I'm going to take it into a little bit of a breathing flow movement. I quite like this one because it does get the lungs nice and open. Taking the feet a comfortable distance apart, we're going to be settling into a squat. So we're going to have the toes pointing out sideways. And as we bend the knees, you just want to make sure that the knees don't collapse in. So you want your knees to kind of be in line with your feet, your toes. So just check the angle. It might mean that the feet need to come in a little. It might mean that the feet need to go out a little bit more. You're just going to check the angle of your legs and your knees. So that kind of the thighs, I suppose that's what I'm talking about. The thighs and the feet are in the same line, same angle. When you need to come out of it, you do so. All right, we're going to try and build ourselves into the squat sequence. We're going to interlock the fingers in front of us. When you're squatting here, make sure that you're not collapsing into your lower back. So do you feel that the tailbone feels heavy, the sacrum feels heavy, and it's just drawing you down. And by doing that, you should feel really nice and strong and stable. The fingers are locked in front of us as you breathe in. Bring the hands to your heart center again. Drawing energy up, exhale, pressing away, sending the arms out in front of you. Inhaling, reaching the arms up ahead. Exhale, bend your elbows, slipping your hands behind your feet. There we go. From here, we're going to inhale, we're going to draw both elbows back. Exhale as we tilt over to the right. Inhale as we bring ourselves back to the center. Exhale as we tilt over to the left. Inhale as we come back to the center. Exhale, bring the elbows forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, release the arms as you straighten the legs. Right, so that's a nice little vinyasa krama, a nice little sequence working with the legs, the arms, and opening up the chest. We're going to do a few more rounds. When you're ready, bending the knees, sinking into your squat. Inhale as the hands come to your heart center. Exhale, round your spine as you extend your arms forward, chin into the throat. Inhale as you lift the sternum, open up now. Exhaling, bending the elbows, slipping the hands behind you. Inhale, draw the elbows back even more. Exhale, tilt to the right or to one side, doesn't really matter. Inhale as you come back to the center. Exhale, tilt to the other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, the elbows come together. Inhale as you reach the arms up. Exhale, release the arms down with control as you straighten the legs. Inhale, sink into your squat, rest your arm. Exhale as you round. And sigh the air out. Inhale as you lift the arms. Exhale as you bend the elbows. Inhale, the elbows come further back. Exhale as you lean over to the side. Make sure your pelvis is heavy, that there's no arch in the lower back. Inhaling back to the center. Exhale, other side. Inhaling back to the center. Exhale, elbows come towards each other. Inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, the arms release as the legs straighten. We've got 2 more nice slow rounds here. No rush. Making it fluid, making it comfortable, making it smooth and enjoyable. Noticing how there are certain parts of your body that are slowly starting to open up. Maybe the areas that have been a little neglected and need a little reawakening again. That's the beauty with yoga. There's so many different movements and postures and areas that we can do, that there's kind of always something we can be working with. One last round. Inhale, the energy rises. Exhale, we release what is not needed. Inhale, we draw in from above. Exhale, we release. Inhale, we fill the chest with love. Exhale, we tip it to one side. Inhale, we fill the chest with love. Exhale, we tip it to the other side. Again, inhale, we fill. Exhale, we empty completely what is not needed. Inhale, we reach up. And exhale, we release. Super. Walk the feet in and out towards each other, circle the shoulders, and just notice how that little sequence has made you feel. Circle the shoulders the other way. Good. We're going to take the feet a little wider apart again. So that movement was very static apart from the upper body moving. We're going to now take it into the hips. So figure of 8 movement, soft knees, similar to what we were doing earlier on. And you're just going to allow your upper body and your arms to move with you now, with that figure of 8. The head and the neck, and if you want, you can close your eyes. And you can see if the eyes are able to do this figure of 8 movement with you. And you might notice that as you bring your eyes into the movement, that the movement slows down. And then change direction. So you're going to do that figure of 8 the other way. So again, we're just tying in everything that we're doing kind of like into the session. So they don't just feel like loose little pieces. But actually they're being strung together into a bit of a sequence. All right, coming back to center, maybe bring the feet a little closer together, allowing that movement to settle, close the eyes or focus onto a point in front of you. And again, while you're standing here, notice any physical sensations that might have changed and shifted from when we were lying to now standing, having done that breathing practice. Notice any feeling or the most apparent feeling or emotion. And then the thought, catching that last thought. Good. And releasing. Perfect. We're going to come back down onto our backs. We're going to come and lie on our backs. We're going to do one last little kind of like a vinyasa, one last little sequence lying on our back. And then from there we are kind of like move on. Right, so when you're lying on your back, I'm just going to lower the screen for a moment. You can hug your knees to your chest. Remember that when you're coming down on your back, do it in a very mindful manner. There we go. All right, so as you bring your knees to your chest, You might find that your body automatically wants to go into a little bit of an apanasana. Allow yourself to do that. You might find that you're wanting to circle your knees. Whatever it is the body wants to do, allow it to do that. Right. The soles of the feet are coming to the mat. We're going to work with the Dvipadapitam sequence. If you need to watch the first round, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, if you're happy to follow instructions, you can do that. With this Dvipadapitam, we're not going to have the feet as close to the buttocks as possible. We're actually just going to have them a comfortable distance away, because we're going to be lifting up into a little bit of a crunch as well. So this is how it's going to go. We're going to inhale, we're going to create a pelvic tilt. As we exhale, we're going to flatten the small of the back down into the mat. As we inhale, we're going to draw ourselves up into a bridge, reaching the arms back behind us. Then as we exhale, we're going to slowly lower the spine all the way down. The arms stay where they are. We're going to inhale, we're going to create the little arch. And as we exhale, we flatten the back into the mat. We're going to draw the chin into the throat. We're going to bring the hands into the legs. And we're going to just curl ourselves up. Then as we inhale, we're going to release the hands back down alongside the body, head back down, the lower back is going to arch. Exhale, we flatten, and the sequence starts again. Inhaling, we lift up into a bridge, the arms come behind us. The arms stay, they exhale, we lower the spine back down. Inhale, we create the little arch in the lower back. Exhale, we flatten the back, draw the chin into the throat, we bring the hands to the thighs, we crunch up. Inhale, we slide back down, create an arch in the lower back, and the sequence starts again. Exhale, we flatten the lower back to the mat. Inhale as we lift up into our bridge. Arms stay behind us. Exhale, lower the spine back down. Inhale, create the arch. Exhale, lifting up into your crunch. Inhale, lower. Notice the little arch in the lower back that you're forming. Exhale, flatten. Inhale, lift into your bridge. Keep the arms there. Exhale, lower your spine. Notice how lovely this feels for the back. Inhale, the arch creates. Exhale, you flatten the arch. The hands into the thighs. You lift into a crunch. Notice how the abdominals work. Inhale, as you release. Exhale, water in the navel towards the spine. Inhale, press down through the feet, go around using that earth element. Keep the arms there, lower your spine. Notice how the throat and the chest open. Inhale, create the arch, navel lifts. Exhale, fire center, using the abdominals to engage. Inhale, slowly lower and release. Exhale, flatten. We're going to do 2 more rounds. Inhale as we lift up. Keep the arms there. Exhale, slowly lower back down. What's lovely about taking time to do sequences is that we can really get into the movement. We can really get into the breath, the feeling of the movement. We don't need to rush from one posture to the next. Making this your last round. You're doing it in your own time. You should all be comfortable with the sequence, and if you've forgotten what happens, don't stress. It really doesn't matter. Just do what feels right. Lovely. And after that last round, you need to keep the arms down by your side. You can bring the heels a little closer to your buttocks, press down through the feet. Inhale, lift up into Dvipadapitam, your little bridge. And so feet are grounded.
Allow the hips to lift. If you want to go deeper into your bridge, you can place your hands underneath your hips this evening. Feel that you're able to work and squeeze into your throat. Remember, the most important thing when you're doing your bridge is that you do not move your head when you're in this position. If you're unsure, rather come out of the posture, have a look at the screen, and then go into it. I'm going to leave you plenty of time to hang out here and to enjoy it. If it gets too much, you can come out of it, and then you can go into it again when you're ready. All right, so there's no rush, making sure that you feel comfortable. If you want, you're supporting your body with your hands underneath you. If you don't want to do that, you can interlock your fingers underneath your body, pressing down through the forearms and the elbows. If you want to have your hands flat, you can do that. All right, if you are supporting your sacrum with your hands and it feels right for you, you can extend one leg up towards the ceiling. And just feel that you're lengthening through that leg. And after a couple of breaths, you can release that leg. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. Lovely. Always bringing yourself back into alignment once you've completed. There's absolutely no rush to come out of the posture. If you're enjoying it, then you can stay there a little longer. If you've had enough, you can come out. You can hug the knees to the chest. If you feel you want to stay here, stay here. Sometimes it's nice just to be quiet and go in afterwards. If you feel you need movement again, using your Apanasana, you can do that. We've done a lot of movement this evening, so it might be nice just to be a little quiet. Great. And kind of a little, not quite a build on from that, but just a gentle, again, a little bit of a back bend, so it is a bit of a build up, but more a position just to release this evening. You're going to bring the soles of the feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana, interlock your fingers, slip your hands behind your head, and release. And if you feel that you need support for under your knees, do so. If you need to tuck under your tailbone, if it's too strong, or to lift your knees, go ahead. But what I would like you to do is to close the eyes and breathe from the navel to your throat. Sorry, from your pubic bone to your throat, and from your throat back down to your pubic bone. So from Muladhara chakra, your base center, all the way to Vishuddha, your throat. The 5 elements, the earth, the water, the fire, the air, and ether. The ether, the air, the fire, the water, the earth. And as you breathe up and down through those 5 chakras, just noticing again in the areas of awareness, attention. The breath smooth and easy. With a certain part of your body vying for attention. As you breathe up and down, is there an apparent emotion or feeling? And what is that last thought you had? Can you catch that last thought? And then from here, you're going to squeeze the inner thighs together. You're going to bring those knees to your chest. You're going to hold them tight. Great. And then from here, you're welcome to put on socks and jerseys, anything like that. We're going to bring ourselves into a little bit of a relaxation. So I'm just going to come closer to the screen. There we go. All right, so if you need to switch off the lights, put on grab a bolster, an eye bag, anything like that, go ahead and do so. You need to come and lie on your back again. And as you lie on your back, you can make any movement that you feel is necessary. And you can allow your head to loll a little from side to side, releasing any tension from the neck. And you can bring your head back to the center. Make tight fists of your hands. Reach your hands down towards your feet. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax and release soft arms, soft hands, relaxed fingers. Flex the feet, tighten the thighs, tighten the buttocks, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And as you exhale, relax and release. Inhale deeply, allow your whole body to expand. And as you exhale, let the breath go. Do that again, inhale. Allow your whole body to expand with the inhalation, and as you exhale, soften and release. And last time, inhale fully, deeply into your whole being and beyond. And as you exhale, you release them. Lovely. Now in this relaxed state, you can not just become aware of the breath, but you can notice how the breath softens and releases your physical being. And because we're entering spring, I'd look for us to work with a little visualization this evening. And in this visualization, I'd like you to imagine a seed. Any seed that comes to mind. It might be a small little seed, a soft, smooth seed. It might be a fruit seed. It might be a vegetable seed. It might be a legume. Anything that comes to mind. Don't judge what it is, whatever pops into your head. And as you visualize that seed, you're going to imagine planting it in the base of your pelvis, in your earth element. You're going to imagine lovely fertile soil in that base chakra. I'm just going to imagine yourself gently pressing that seed into that fertile soil, covering it, noticing how rich and nurturing the earth is. As you inhale, you draw your awareness to your sacral center. The water element, and you imagine it's just a soft little drizzle releasing from that center, releasing onto the earth, just above where you planted that seed, allowing the clear, cleansed water
to nourish the earth. Just the perfect amount, not too little, not too much. And with your next inhalation, you notice your awareness moving to Manipura chakra, your solar plexus, the fire center, and there you see that beautiful radiating sun and the warmth from the sunlight is radiating out in all directions, and you notice a ray of sunlight radiating down towards the earth to where that seed is placed. And as you breathe between those three centers, the base center, sacral center, and the solar plexus, the fertile earth, the gentle rain, the warmth of the sun, that seed begins to germinate and sprout and starts to grow. The roots grow down, down to your legs, to your feet, and down towards the earth. And the little shoot, the little stem starts to grow up through your spine, up, 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 towards the heavens. Each breath that you take, this little plant, this tree, shrub, the little seedling is growing and growing. And as it grows and it gets stronger, healthier, more vibrant, you notice that it forms leaves, and that the leaves start to rustle somewhat as you observe the air element playing amongst the leaves. And with the space that is within you and around you, your tree is able to grow more and more, stronger and stronger, further and further, until it is this beautiful, strong, vibrant tree. Now, as you look up into the branches of that tree, you notice a flower forming. Noticing the size of the flower, the colors. And again, as the weather comes and goes, as the seasons come and go, that flower starts to form to a fruit, vegetable, legume, whatever it is that you planted. And you notice that within that fruit, the seed for the next generation, the next evolution of you is in there. And when the time is right, that is going to be released and planted into the earth again. A cycle, a sequence that is never ending, always giving, always in abundance, when we're feeling strong and healthy and nurtured. Stay in the space with your tree for a little longer. You, the tree, fruit, and feel that you're at ease, that there's softness. For now, there's nowhere to be, nothing to do, just being completely at ease with where you're at. And then when you're ready, slowly release that visualization. Knowing that the next evolution of you, of who you are, of where you're going, is right there waiting for you. And for now, slowly start to breathe a little deeper. Become aware of the rise and fall of your breath. Allow your thumbs to move along your fingertips, waking up your hands and through your toes, waking up your feet. And you really stretch your arms out behind you, yawning if you want to. Stretching diagonally through your body, right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Arms one way, legs the other. Take a nice deep breath in. And then when you're ready, release. You can bring your knees to your chest, give them a good squeeze. If you need to rock from side to side, you can always do so. Eventually roll onto your right side. And with your left hand in front of you, pushing up into that hand, coming up into a seated position. And if you feel you want to go back into that beak mudra, if you feel that you want to place your hands in a specific position again, if that area is still feeling tender, or if it's not feeling like there's enough flow there just yet, you can do so. And take 3 slow, deep, mindful breaths. And after those 3 breaths, you can bring your hands to your heart center. Taking a moment to acknowledge the amazing, awesome human being that you are, filled with love and light. And then when you're ready, you can lift your gaze. Namaste. And thank you for being here with me. It is so lovely to have you. And Carter saying thank you for welcoming him into the space as well. I hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of your evening.